Have you ever wanted your own 15mm Panzer III? Well, stick around to watch me build this one. So as with any project, I begin by getting the tools of the trade: some clippers from Citadel, a mold line remover from Citadel, some plastic glue from Citadel. Can you tell I have a lot of Citadel stuff? And of course, the sprue we'll be working from. To get started, we are going to cut out the tank treads first. Of course, keeping the flat side of the clippers flush with the plastic we are cutting. Then we will cut out the main hull of the tank, which right now kind of looks like a shallow boat. And this little back piece, which would normally contain the exhaust, but I actually used the wrong piece for this particular build, and you will see that later in the video. I will remove the mold lines from the plastic I have cut out of the sprue. That way it connects smoothly with the other pieces and doesn't leave any undesired aesthetic appearances. This back piece was particularly hard to get rid of the extra plastic around the little headlight pieces, as I did not want to damage them. You want to make sure this little gear is at the front side of the tank, and that sort of wheel pulley spoke thing is at the back. So on to the first gluing of our project. I'm going to gently squeeze out a little bit of glue from the dropper around these pieces that jut out from the plastic, because they will fit into the hull very snugly. This plastic glue in particular actually melts the plastic together, or bonds it, welds it, you could say, so the pieces should become one. That is one reason I prefer Citadel's plastic glue. Although I'm curious what you guys use. Comment below. This time I'm going to put some on the side, as I was not quite happy with the fit of the other side. There we go. Now to glue on the back piece of the hull, which I later on realized is not the late war version, but this is the version that would go on the early war kit. And that's fine by me, since a late war version would just be an early war tank fitted with armor and different guns. Next up we have the top piece of the hull, which is relatively simple to cut out, but a lot of contact points on the sprue. We shall engage in the obligatory cleanup using our mold line remover, and I actually like to use the clippers to get rid of some of the excess plastic as well. Now we will begin gluing by placing some glue onto the contact points where the top piece of the hull will touch onto the bottom half. So far, this 15mm kit has fit very nicely together. Quite a lot of detail too. Now we shall finish the top by putting on this piece. This piece fits perfect into this little bevel, which we will put glue onto before we place it down. Now we will cut out this front piece, which contains the hatch for the driver to see out of and a turret. Its bevel lines up perfectly with the front of this top piece. Give it a dry run. And glue. Next up, we will attach the side armor plating. Clean the edges of these up as always. Flat surfaces can be a bit difficult to get the excess plastic off of sometimes. Or at least I find them to be anyway. It took me a moment to figure out how these line up. I mostly did it by feel. Once it felt right to me, I placed them there and glued the arms down to the top of the hull. It's coming together quite nicely. Now it's time to assemble the turret, which I will do by popping out this bottom piece and the peg that will glue to it. This piece was pretty to attach as there was a perfect bevel that it slid right into. This will give us motion on the turret. And now for the top piece. Cleanup time. And again, this kit has been particularly excellent about leaving bevels so that it's clear where the pieces connect. And they do so seamlessly, not leaving many gaps, especially with this Citadel plastic glue. Fits right in. It's time for the side armor plating, which will wrap around the turret. Pretty easy to twist off. Have to be very careful while cleaning this one up. These pieces are very thin. So I will put some glue on these struts coming off of the turret, as there are bevels on the armor pieces, which will slide right over them. Fits like a charm. And repeat for the other side. Now this bit I had a bit of trouble with, or maybe I didn't, I'm actually not sure, but this big piece, armored piece, is supposed to fit over the gun, which I believe will glue directly to the turret and allow the gun to move around inside, giving it some action. But mine doesn't have very much, if any, and I could have messed this bit up. The instructions weren't exactly very clear about where to glue this on, but I gave it my best guess, and I think mine turned out fine anyway. I'm happy with it. When operating a World War II tank, I believe it's imperative that you keep your head on a swivel. You see what I did there? As we come to the crescendo of our video, we have one final piece, the turret hatch, which has a particular shape where the piece fits into the bevel, making it a perfect fit, impossible to mess up. And there we have it, a finished Panzer III late war version. There were other bits that came on the sprue, like ammo boxes, extra pulleys for the treads, etc., but I didn't feel like putting them on. I think the tank looks good just the way it is. But there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you liked this video, and if you want to see more, go ahead and subscribe to our channel. Click that like button down below. I hope to get this thing painted soon, which will be an episode of its own. Happy hobbying, everyone, and I hope to see you on the next one.